Welcome back to It's a Bichon Life. Happy 4th of July. 250 years in the celebration of our country and all of our cultures. And tonight we're actually on the eve. It's Friday night. And I wanted to complete a recipe that I had actually recorded a month ago. But we're going to do a cheaters version of this. Now, the complete recipe for the eggplant parmesan is going to be at the remainder of this video. But the first portion of it, we had a little bit of technical problems and it just didn't come out right. So I'm going to tell you what you need to do for the first portion of it, and then you can watch the cheaters version of it, and then you can watch the remainder of the video if you so graciously want to. So what I did in the first part of it, you take olive oil, which I moved my olive oil. Hold on. Bertolli, but it doesn't really matter. This is organic, but extra virgin is the key. And you want to pour just enough on the bottom of the pan, and you're going to be cooking it like this, depending on how many persons that you're feeding, or a stock pot. But you want to just coat the bottom of your pan ever so lightly. You don't want a lot of standing oil, but just enough. You're going to take a small onion. You don't have to worry about dicing it. You just take it and chunk it, throw it in there. And if you have a couple of cloves of garlic, 3 probably for a good saucepan, slice them ever so thin as you can, toss them in there, and you're just going to let them brown. That's all you want them to do, is brown on the edges, because you're going to scoop them out, because the juices will have liquefied in the pan. Once you do that, I believe that the rest of the videos actually pick up where we start to put the tomato paste and the red wine and the emulsification process. So you'll see the rest of it. But for tonight, we've done the cheaters route. So what I have pulled out of the cabinet is just a ragu. And I love the segment of Everyone Loves Raymond, where Frank accused the mom of using the ragu. Let me tell you something. This is not bad stuff. If you're doing a cheaters route, it's not. Now, the Hunt's stewed tomatoes, this is what we had in the pantry. Normally, I would say oregano and garlic, or basil and garlic would be a good foundation. And then with the original, you'll see. I'm not even going to do the tutorial now, because if you watch it till the end, you'll know. But I did take these and kind of chop them up. And from here, I'm still going to add my own seasonings. A little basil. It doesn't need a lot because this is already seasoned. And then, oh, now this is not in the original recipe, but I love the salt-free seasoning from the Dollar Tree, because it doesn't have sodium and you really can flavor with it on egg salads, chicken. It doesn't matter. This is oregano. I do, since the tomatoes that I added, let me see. Yeah, it didn't have oregano in it. Perfect. All right, and a little garlic powder, and then I'm gonna put a little black pepper. You know what? The one thing I forgot to tell you is when you pour in on the, I think it's already in the video, but I was just gonna say, don't forget your 1 teaspoon of sugar, because when you add the wine and the tomato paste, the sugar cuts the acidity. So anyhow, the other thing that you're gonna do before you ever start this, and this was a portion of it that was missed, you're going to take your eggplant, and optimally what you want is about 1/4 of an inch thick for your slices. Now these have been marinating for almost 3 hours. I would not tell you to do that. 1 hour is fine. But what you want to do with them is, once you slice them, you're going to want to take just regular salt, and you're going to just just pour it just all over, and I mean coat them. And I know you're thinking, well, how could that be? Well, it's pulling the acidity out, because you're not going to actually cook these in with your breadcrumbs, because after they've set for about an hour, 2 hours is fine. These were probably overdone. You're going to take them and you're going to rinse them, which is what I haven't done yet. And we're going to cut this segment and we're going to come back, and then we're going to layer them up in breadcrumbs and fry them. So we'll see you in just a minute. Okay, we're back. So we've rinsed the salt off of our eggplants thoroughly. And what we're going to do is we're just going to dip them into eggs. I whipped up 2 eggs. Now, I really don't know if this is going to be enough based on the amount of eggplants that I sliced, because it will vary depending on the size of your eggplant. Now, this oil's been going for a little while, and we've twisted. Oh yeah, he's starting to bubble. So let's go ahead and turn him up a little bit. I've had him kind of, you know, just, what do you call that? What do you call that when it's
simmering?
Idling. Well, yeah, simmering, idling. He's been up and down, but we're ready to fry these now. And typically, you know, depending on, I mean, some of these are larger round. I would say this is closer to a large eggplant. If you get later in the video, you'll see a medium-sized one. But, oh yeah, I think he's ready. He said, bring him on. Bring him on. There you go. All right, so let's get our larger ones done, because if you do the larger ones first in the preparation, it'll help you when you go to layer it, because you're going to want at least 3 layers to these. And, you know, preferably if you do a large pan for gatherings, and I mean, you know, larger than 9 by 12, you're going to want 4. And we're going to be stacking cheeses and different things between them. Now, this Cheaters version is not going to have the ricotta, which it doesn't call for ricotta in Eggplant Parmesan. I get that. But there was an Italian friend of mine way back when I was young that taught me initially to make this, and she put mozzarella and ricotta in it along with the grated Parmesan. And so I've just kind of always followed her recipe. I mean, I guess she just kind of added to perfection. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, just do you. If you don't like the ricotta, don't add it. It's no worries to anyone. But what we're gonna do, I will say, we're gonna hold until I flip these, because they need to cook about at least 2.5 minutes, and it does depend on the thickness. And if I'm repeating myself, I apologize, but they should be cut optimally at 1/4. That's a perfect cut. That is a perfect cut right there, 1/4 inch in thickness. And it's because they cook so much more. Now, on the back of him, he's thicker than that, and it depends on the angle of the eggplant when you're slicing it. Sometimes you just can't help it. But if you can start from the end at 1/4 inch thick, it's just going to be perfect, not just for cooking purposes, but also for layering purposes. And so let's see what we have here. Let's see if he's starting to turn gold. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me rinse my hands real quick. I ate my tongs. Okay. All right. So we're going to see. We're just going to kind of pick him up. Oh, no, he's not done yet. I think he needs to be hotter. And that was my issue when I was trying to get the grease hot to begin with, because I had it perfect, then I turned it down, and I thought, oh no. All right, let me see while we're doing that. Even though we're doing Cheaters versions of this, the key is to always stir. And I did put in, that smells good, doesn't it?
It smells wonderful.
I know. I still put in minced garlic and olive oil in the bottom of it. No, I did not add the onion and pull it out like you'll see in the latter part of the video. That smells really good. All right, so a little more. I needed my grease a lot hotter. But what we're gonna do, if your grease is at the point of boil and you put it in it and it starts to you can tell it's typically about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. It kind of depends. You know, you really could put these in a deep fryer. They wouldn't take as long if you put them in like a fry daddy. I've never done that, so I don't want to advise and be like, oh, you can do that. I'm looking for the golden brown, and my grease wasn't hot enough. Even though I did the test with the sear, now it's starting to pop. And you definitely want to have it hot enough when you put them in, because the cooler the grease is, if it's not at the appropriate temperature, your eggplant's just going to soak up more and more grease. But at the same time, I'm seeing the peels. They're starting to get brown. This one especially. Let me look at him. See the edges right there? Yeah, he's getting darker. It may not be bad. No, he actually looks good. Okay. All right. So we got this. So go over. Oh yeah, those are going to come out before him. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to fry up the rest of these. It will take a while. And then we're going to put them on layered napkins to drain. And then when we come back, we're going to layer them up with the cheese, throw them in the oven that's already set for 375. And we're going to do that. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. We'll see you in a minute. All right, so we're back. So we have the eggplants fried up and drained on the napkins. And then I've poured just a ladle of the cheddar marinara sauce. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start with your largest ones at the bottom. I mean, you can start with whatever sizes you. Oh, he's a good crispy. They're very good crispy. I could eat him by myself, all on his own. All right, so it's kind of like a little mosaic puzzle, and you just really want to start with the larger ones there. Okay. Then what you want to do is take some mozzarella cheese. Okay, I did a fine layer just to kind of make it stick, but you definitely want to do a ladle in between. Okay, a little bit, and then I'm going to layer it with a little bit of Parmesan. Oh, almost lost him there. Be generous. He said don't be stingy. And then because we're running out of battery life, we're going to go ahead and cut this short. I think you get the general idea, and then you take another one and you're, oh, now in the latter part, you will see that there is a ricotta portion. Add it if you want to. I love it in the ricotta. I love it, love it. But we're going to go ahead and get this layered up, and then we'll bring you back for the finish before we bake it, and then we'll cap that off. Okay? We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so we're back. So we've layered it 3 layers. That it was large, I would say, medium to large eggplant. And we've layered it up 3 layers, and we're just going to top the rest of this off because I did mozzarella, fresh grated Parmesan for 3 stacks. Each layer, cheese, sauce. It's actually backwards, sauce, cheese. But anyhow, so we're gonna put this in for at 375 degrees for probably, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes because everything's been thoroughly cooked. We're just really melting the cheese.
Do you want to put it on a cookie sheet?
No, I'm just gonna put it in. I mean, this is a little bit oversized. Normally when I make it for gatherings, it's longer and thinner. But this is a turkey.
Just for ease of getting it out.
Just for ease, because I didn't want to have to wash any more dishes.
Okay.
So, oh, this thing's already hot from the, oh yeah. We may take it out on a cookie sheet, but we don't need to put it in on one. So we're gonna come back. I'm actually just gonna put it on 12. Because we're just melting the cheese. And we're gonna see you in just a second. All right.
Cool deal. You see who's peeking behind you, don't you?
Yes, that's our little famous Bichon. Hello, Dee Dee. You can have none of this. You've had your dinner. She says, "Do you see? I never get anything to eat. This girl eats all day." Bye. We'll see you. Welcome back. So it has actually cooked, we think, to completion. And what we're going to do is go ahead and pull it out and plate it up for my husband. And again, guys, this was a turkey pan, so please get a thinner pan when you go to layer it and prepare it. I actually had bakers that I could have put it in, but sometimes you just use what you have. And so we had this from last Thanksgiving, and honey, which portion of this do you like? You want this little crispy
There you
out
go.
front?
That'll work.
All right. So normally, if you cut it in something that's more shallow, and you don't have to use the entire sauce portion of it. My husband's going, that looks delicious. You don't have to use the entire sauce portion of it, because what I would recommend is to save, but we weren't going to have the pasta tonight, is to save about 1/4 of the sauce, and then you can do an angel hair on the side and then pour the remaining sauce over it. Well, all right, honey, I know this isn't going to be the first or last time that I ask you this, but would you like Tony's on it?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, I already knew the answer, but I wanted him to say it for himself. And then we have the black pepper. I know he wants this on it. All right, dear. So I'm going to let you come have a bite of this. And I would say the only thing that we didn't do, I mean, this was, you know, a cheaters episode of the original. But
I'm sure
if
this is scalding hot.
yeah, don't check it. But I would say that we would do a French loaf garlic bread with a beautiful Italian dressing. Oh, there's your little daughter behind you, dear. Look at her. She said, someone promised me a dinner stick.
And where is this dinner stick?
Right there. Right there behind you, dear.
There
She
it
said-
is.
she
Get
said-
over here, right there, Dee Dee.
You do a bang?
Yep. Ready? Sit down. Sit. Sit.
Sit, Dee.
Dee Dee. Dee Dee, look at here. Bang. 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 Complaining the whole time. Bang.
Dee, that is a very bad Clint Eastwood.
Good girl.
That was terrible, darling. She said, I'm not as young. Our dog is well over 10 years. And we're going to come
I'll
back.
take it back from you.
Mhm. We're going to come back.
Hands in the way.
And we're going to share with you what we feed her. But she's well over 10 years and still going strong. And we have a couple of surprises for you in the upcoming week for her physical therapy. So we'll see you soon. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be bringing something very new very soon. Thank you. Happy 4th of July.